The Elder Scrolls Online in 2024. This game has now been out for 10 years. I know, 10 years, can you believe it? Does anyone still have their beta monkey? I still have mine. Well, to commemorate this milestone, I want to share with you all why I have picked up the game again recently, and why I would recommend it for any fantasy game lover in 2024, so sit back, relax, enjoy today's video, and maybe pick up the game if you're interested in playing something to do with the Elder Scrolls. So first up is the amount of content that has been added since launch. I mean guys, they have added a ridiculous amount of content from what I could remember. I mean, they added the Summerset Isles, they added more of Morrowind, High Isle, Eastern and Western Skyrim, elsweyr, Blackwood, Orsinium, the Gold Coast, and just many more areas, minor areas, major areas. This game is actually becoming what we all wanted when we first heard about the Elder Scrolls Online. I mean, we thought it would be sort of Skyrim Online. It's going to be having the entire Elder Scrolls world one day, I hope. There is nothing more fun than making a Breton and doing the High Isle questlines, or the stuff in High Rock, and you can also perhaps maybe make a High Elf, explore the Summerset Isles. I don't know about many other Skyrim fans, but when I played Oblivion Skyrim, it was always interesting to think, I wonder what the Summerset Isles are like. I wonder what vvardenfell is like, and now you can actually go there in a modern game, and it's really, really cool. It's one of the most immersive and fun experiences I've had playing a game in a long time. Honestly, I almost didn't want to make this video as I wanted to gatekeep this fun game. I know it's quite a popular MMO, but I just think that it's actually really, really, really fun, and more fun than I really realized. I mean, my ping is high enough at times as it is, I don't need more people, but it's such an interesting game. It's so interesting to explore all these zones, have all these different, well, the different races you can play in the game, which are the same as Skyrim, and it's an incredibly immersive experience. You can play this game for free, unlike many MMOs, but if you decide to pay for a premium account, you can get that subscription's value every month in the form of the in-game crown currency, a crafting materials bag. You can also get a daily reward, which include crown crates, which contain many cosmetics, mounts, pets, that sort of thing. So there's a lot of ways you can access this content if you just play the game enough. You don't necessarily need to actually buy the currency, buy the thing. You can just play the game and slowly get it, but obviously paying money you can get it a bit more quickly, I suppose. They also have many major events, including an event currently ongoing where you can claim a massive player house just for logging in 3 days in a row. This subscription model is way better than most MMOs, like say World of Warcraft, that just gives you access to playing the game. That's pretty much it. I suppose it gives you access to the previous expansions if you've bought the latest expansion, but with the Elder Scrolls Online, you get all this stuff with your subscription, and you don't even need the subscription to actually play the game. And further, with this subscription, you can access all the current content except the latest expansion, although that expansion becomes part of your subscription after the next one releases. So for example, right now you can't access the content in Necrom unless you pay for the expansion, but when the new expansion comes out, the Golden Road chapter, you'll be able to access Necrom just for paying the subscription. You don't need to then buy Necrom. And of course, if you want to, you could just pay for all the DLC individually, or just pick the ones you want to play, which locations you want to go to, and then you can just get all of that for free on your free account anyway. You don't need to keep paying for it. And this is something I quite like, because I think we're used to this cycle of games where you have a game, it has a few expansions, next one comes out, and that's a lot of what single player games are like. But with an MMO, to keep this game running, to have these servers running, to have all this content constantly coming out, you kind of need a subscription model or some way to keep money coming in past just releasing an expansion, because it just doesn't bring in enough. So I quite like this idea of having the expansion, then having chapters, and then if you pay for the subscription, you can get all of it, but if you don't want to pay for that, you can just pay for the ones you want and then still keep it and play the game. I don't like how in World of Warcraft, you can pay for the entire game, and then you can't even play the game unless you pay for an extra thing. At least with the Elder Scrolls Online, you can play the game for free if you want to, although obviously it's not as good as if you pay for the subscription. Player houses are also great. It's just such a fun system. You can find mats in the game for furniture, level up your crafting ability, and then you can craft them, or you can just pay for the stuff at guild traders in each city. You can complete achievements or dungeons and put the trophies up in your house, or you can put special mounts you've collected and useful stuff like armor stations. Unique houses also exist. For example, if you're a vampire, there is a vampire mansion called Bastion Sanguinaris you can buy. You can also get specific furnishing packs that allow for you to set your vampirism to stage 1 if you put this fountain thing down, which is also incredibly useful, so your house is actually a useful place to go. And there's actually just so many houses you can buy in the game. If you miss one of the events where you can get one for free and don't want to spend real money, every player can get a free room at a local inn per character, and all rooms are shared and houses are shared. So if you had like 5 characters, you could get 5 rooms all together and then use all 5 on each character. It's a really interesting system, and at least it gives people that don't want to pay anything a way to get something. And as I said, you can actually get a lot of the houses if you have achievements and a lot of gold. So there is a possibility. It's not impossible to buy a massive house just playing the game for free. Next, they've also added some really interesting expansions and DLCs, such as the Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood questlines. These are quite big questlines with whole different systems you can access in the game if you decide to take on these questlines. And I actually recently played through all of the Dark Brotherhood questline. I'm currently doing the Thieves Guild questline, and it's really fun. It does actually feel a lot like Skyrim, but online. It's hard to explain any other way. It's like the Elder Scrolls stuff that we know with quests and everything, but to be honest, it's quite polished. It's really nice to have all these different quest lines that we kind of know, but set in the past. It takes you all the way around the world. You're assassinating people in this part of Tamriel, then you're going back. You're stealing something from here, you're going back. It's really cool. It's not just one location. It's like it takes you around the world assassinating stuff. It feels like you're actually part of this worldwide organization. It's so cool. And it's just so fun to go around cities, assassinating people, stealing stuff, selling it to the local fences. The amount of times I've been caught stealing something and been chased by the guards to the Outlaw Enclave is countless, but so satisfying to escape and quietly pay off my bounty. I have a vampire character, so when I run, my character goes invisible, and I feel like I can sneak through the streets, get into the Outlaws area, pay off my bounty, sell my stuff, then go back out, and it's like, well, I didn't do anything. But then with my normal sort of werewolf warrior character, I have to be way more sneaky if I steal anything because I can't just be invisible. And you just have these different ways you can play the game and feel like you're actually in the world. Further, you can also complete specific quests to get companions, each with unique abilities that can help you in your solo adventures. So you can level up the companions across your characters and equip your mounts to them, along with outfits so you could match if you want or give them a completely different style to you. You can also find weapons and help them with their abilities. It really feels like a useful companion. The amount of times I've got into a dungeon or something, I've got the companion that allows me to sort of tank or heal or something like that, and it actually does its job, and it really does help. It's a really interesting system, and it really makes you feel like if you want to play the game by yourself, and you want something to help you, or you want to feel like you're doing it with something else and there's no one available to play with, you can just summon your companion, and it's actually really fun. Some world quests are also really fun, to be honest, like being forced to work with other people to kill world bosses. There's maelstorms in Western Skyrim, I'm saying that correctly. There's dragons in elsewhere. There's loads and loads and loads of world quests. You don't have to do all of them every day, but you could like do certain world quests to get certain mats. They can give you these kind of mats that allow you to change the style of your armor or unlock certain different like armor types and stuff like that, and unlock materials and achievements and that sort of stuff. You can target what you want to do. You could even do certain dailies on certain characters or just not bother at all. I don't feel any kind of pressure to do it. I just do it whenever I feel like it. I just unlock something, I can get a cool piece of armor, I can put it in my bank, I can send it to another character. It's this really nice system of, you feel like by playing one character, it's actually benefiting all the other characters. And I'll get into that when I discuss the champion point system in the conclusion. But getting back to world quests a bit, I've met a bunch of random people doing that. I've had people revive me if I die and stuff. It's really fun to see other people actually helping you. To be honest, it kind of restored my faith in humanity a bit, because sometimes you feel like when you play these games, everyone's trying to rush to the place as quickly as possible, kill the boss as quickly as possible, but then you do these world quests and it feels like you actually have to work together. People are willing to use their soul gems to revive you, you kill it, you share this goal together, sometimes you talk with someone, they run off quickly or whatever, and you can see everyone's like cool armor and what they've been working on. I know this is something that's in a lot of MMOs, but it's also the fact it's the Elder Scrolls, and I love this world, so you can see like an Argonian, you can see a Breton, you can see a Dark Elf, you can see they've put all this effort into their character. You look at your character, you're like, right, I'm gonna keep trying to make mine better. It's just so fun. It's really, really fun. And you can just do it completely solo. I don't play this game with other people. I mean, I have a guild that I'm in, I have my guild, which I haven't used for a long time, and I sometimes have people help me. For example, when I had to get an achievement, I put into the guild chat, hey, could someone help me with getting this achievement? They were like, yeah, sure. 3 people just came to my house in the game, which is to get this recent achievement, so you can get this like companion or something that sits in your house, and they just helped me and then they left, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I had some interaction with some nice people, they helped me out, I helped them out as well, and they got the achievement. It was actually nice to have all this stuff in the game that encourages you to work with people. And there's a lot of stuff like that in the Elder Scrolls Online, and it's really, really fun. It's a really nice community so far. One memory I have, which was really fun for me, was when I had my Breton character, and I'd made him like 5 years ago. I planned to make him a vampire, I never managed to do it, and I was in this guild, and I thought, hey, maybe someone can help me out with this, so I just asked if anyone could turn me into one. One guy was like, yeah, I'll help you out. Went to the location with him, we did this kind of ritual, he bit my character, he went, good luck with it, then he just left. And then I did the quest, became a vampire, leveled up my character, leveled up the vampire abilities at the same time, and it was just so fun. It was like, oh, I've like got this guy turn me into a vampire, now I get to experience this part of the game and feel like I'm part of this sort of group in the game, and it's just really, really cool, guys. Honestly, it's really fun. This game really feels like the Elder Scrolls, but, well, set in the past. The quests, the lock-picking system, the races, the classes all fit so well within the world. There are no flying mounts, you have to traverse the land and deal with what is on it, or you have to sort of go to the different way shrines and discover them, and then you still have to go across the land a bit. You can build up your strength, the champion point system, become more powerful. These points are shed across all your characters, so when you're playing an alt, it actually feels very beneficial to your main. You can sort of have 5 mains at once with this system as they all grow in power together. Essentially, when you hit level 50 in the game, your XP continues, but you earn champion points, and then those champion points can be used on like a level 1 character, and when that level 1 hits 50, you earn champion points, and they all share across all the characters, so you really feel like you're not falling behind by playing other characters. Crafting gear is also useful, as so many builds require you to go to specific forges to forge specific gear, only craftable by master smiths, woodworkers, so you actually have to have your characters work together to boost each other up. You can have a woodworker, there's also a smith, or you can ask your friends to do it, and it makes crafting stuff actually useful, and you can craft the weapon and be like, oh, I made this and I'm using it, or I made this for my character and they're using it. A lot of games don't seem to have that anymore. A lot of it is just stuff in dungeons, and I like that, but I love the idea that smithing and creating stuff is actually useful, because that's what you think about in fantasy, right? You don't just think of random sword that they found in like a dungeon. You think of like, oh, the swords that were made by the ancient elves or made by this master smith, and that's what's more fun for me. For example, right now I have all my alts while leveling, funneling all the useless gear to my main, who can deconstruct it and then level up his professions, whilst also passing along the crafting motifs I find, and then one day, with that main, I'm going to create powerful gear for those alts when they reach level 50. So it feels really fun that I'm actually building up my entire account at once. You can have a shared house for all your characters, your guild friends, or just by yourself. They can come and see it, you can make it look really cool with all the mats you find. You can build a house for each if you want, and as I said, a lot of the houses you can buy without using real currency. You can just buy it with the currency you earn in game if you get certain achievements, which is much harder. So, this game is really fun, and I've been enjoying playing it recently. I am by no means an expert on it. You can see probably from the footage that I've got really high ping because of where I am right now, and it's very, very difficult, but I'm really enjoying it, and I'm just playing it for fun. I'm not looking up loads of different builds and seeing what I can do. I'm just honestly playing it, seeing what I can do. I have been playing it for a very long time. I played it when the beta came out a long time ago. I played it up until the champion point system released, then I played it for like a month or two, and then I just kind of stopped, and I came back here and there to play it. But recently I've been playing it just because, to be honest, I was recording a video, thought I need to get some footage of Orsinium, some other places, then I was playing it and I thought, wow, the game is like really fun and it's changed a lot since I remembered, and there's a lot of different stuff in it. There's these houses now, there's these companions, there's all these zones I can explore, and I realized that I was having fun playing it. So, honestly, if you're missing the Elder Scrolls, I would really recommend giving this game a go. I know a lot of you might think I just want to play a single-player game, and I'm telling you, you can play this game single-player to a degree. It isn't actually that difficult to do. And if you don't want to pay for it, you can just pay for the actual base game, which isn't that much now, and then just play the game without buying any of the subscription stuff. To be honest, I would recommend buying either the latest expansion, if you really want to play it, or just the base game, playing through the initial zones, and if you like it, you can buy the subscription for a month, maybe make some new characters to play the other zones, because you can skip the main quest entirely if you get bored. So for example, I've only done the main quest on my main character. The other characters I just haven't bothered. I joined the guilds because you sort of have to do that, and then I just play through an entire different zone that I want to. Each zone scales with the level really well, so you can play the latest expansion with your character. I mean, I haven't got the latest expansion, but so for example, I can play the Somerset Isles with my High Elf, even though that's a more recent expansion, and I can level my character through all of that content and feel like, oh, I'm a High Elf or Thalma or whatever you want to call them in the Somerset Isles playing through that content, which is really fun for me as someone that likes the lore and experiencing that kind of stuff. And then what you can also do is, let's say you play all these characters, you have fun, you feel like you've done everything you want to do. If you pay for the monthly subscription, you just stop paying for it. Then you can just enjoy the free version whenever you want to play the game for a while. Maybe you can do something else, play a different game, then come back, maybe pay for the subscription again, play it for a bit. You don't have to keep paying for it, you don't have to buy the year subscription or something. And you don't even have to have a subscription, so I think that's quite fun to know that your characters will always be there. And to be honest, it gives me way more content to enjoy than the average streaming service, which is around the same price, and they're constantly adding so much to the game, and it's just such a fun world to play in, so I'm not too against paying for the subscription for it, considering how much they seem to be adding and doing for the game anyway. So I'm fine paying for this model with the current way the game is functioning. If it got worse, I wouldn't, but I would recommend if you really enjoy it and you just want that sort of convenience of playing it, you could pay for that. But anyway, that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope this has sort of given you a bit of information on this game, because I know a lot of fans sort of turned away from this after the initial launch and everything. I mean, it didn't have a bad launch, but it wasn't what people were expecting. And I'm just telling you, I'm really enjoying it, and I wanted to make a video sharing why I'm enjoying it, the sort of experiences I've had playing it, and just how interesting it's been for me. And I would like to see if any of you guys are interested in playing it, have a go with it, play it for a bit, play your character, level them up. It's really satisfying, and just see what you think. You don't have to play it so much, you can just play as much as you want or as little as you want. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like the video if you want to see more like it, subscribe if you're new, let me know what sort of videos you would like to see in the future, and thank you all for watching. Good luck on your adventures, everyone.